Alright, welcome back to the video. This section we're going to talk about performance. Engine performance, carburation, fuel, exhaust. Let's take a look. One thing different on this bike is I have what's called the Mikuni VM38 carburetor, round slide Mikuni. A lot of Harley people aren't fans putting Mikunis on them. But I think they're great, they're very basic, they're easily modified. And this is a Sudco Racing 38mm Mikuni carburetor. It's been properly jetted in order to feed the most fuel efficiently to the engine. Air filter is behind my air filter cover, again my dog dish. And a little hard to see, but it's a K&N foam cleanable air filter. Very simple indeed to keep clean, adds performance. The exhaust is a 2-in-1. Like I said earlier, I made it from the factory exhaust. The factory exhaust came here and went around the bike to the other side. 2-in-1 exhaust is more performance, so I modified it, welded this portion on, ran it back here, and this is what's called a Super Trap exhaust. Super Trap exhausts have discs, and you can properly tune the exhaust to match the carburation by adding and removing discs and doing your spark plug readings and realizing if your machine is running rich or lean. You can adjust the jets inside the carburetor, and you can adjust the number of discs on the muffler to give you the most performance. Loud motorcycles are not high performance motorcycles. They are loud motorcycles. This has a baffle plate at the back, and you add the discs. It's quiet, it's got a beautiful rumble to it. Sounds great. And it goes like stink. The wrap on here is on there for a couple purposes. It started out black, you can see back there. But as you ride it harder and harder and it gets hotter and hotter, it turns white. It insulates the pipe, making the engine actually operate smoother. It keeps you from literally burning yourself on the hot pipe. But my main reason for having the wrap, really, was because the chrome on that pipe is ugly to me. So I wrapped it. It hides the chrome. Another performance modification made was during the 4-cycle process, the piston travels down. As the piston travels down, it causes pressure to build up in the bottom of the crankcase, below the piston. This does two things. It can possibly cause an oil leak, and it slows that piston down. So, if you can remove that air, that will give you more performance. So what I've done, normally there's a timing plug back down here. I've taken the timing plug out, installed a back check valve, an upwardly sloping copper line, which goes to an airline oil separator, which simply allows any oil that makes it up this line to drop to the bottom. And then on this side of the machine, the out comes across to the intake side on the back side of the air filter. So the air being drawn in by the air filter draws in against this, drawing vapor in. The oil lands in the separator in the bottom. After a hard ride, I can visualize inside of this if there's any oil, and using this little valve right here, I can open it. That oil will drain back into the engine, into that line, into the cam case. And it works. I know it works because that fills up with oil. I got the idea from a guy with a drag motorcycle who had done the same thing. Carrying that one step farther, again to remove pressure from the bottom of the crankcase. This used to be the tachometer drive. The tachometer drive had a cable that came up to the instrument and told you how fast the engine's running. I know how fast my engine's running. I know how to ride a motorcycle. Don't need a tachometer. I took the tachometer drive apart. Oh, sorry. There we are. I took the tachometer drive apart, soldered in a copper line, a compression fitting, some 3/8 line, to an elbow, another one of these airline separators. You can't really see it. Another line coming out, Here's another little back check valve. Back check valve allows air to travel this way, and not that way. So it allows the air to be blown out but not drawn back in. And again, to the back of the air filter. Again, this one works because there is oil in here. If this didn't work, there would be nothing drawn up. The oil falls to the bottom of this container, the rest of the air goes up. It works. I've also added extra venting on the bottom of the engine here. Yes, my bike is dirty. I love it dirty. Performance. The other performance issue is also an oil cooler. An oil cooler keeps the oil cool. And I had made it with copper lines that I had run down, bent very carefully, bringing them around, up through the back of the engine, under the starter. They come up, out, over top the starter solenoid, and they travel up to the oil tank, which is behind here. Originally this had rubber lines, and as I worked on them, I realized, wow, they're being very restricted in all these bends. Makes a difference. Another necessary modification was the addition of an oil filter. These motorcycles from the factory did not come with an oil filter, which was kind of a crazy thing, but hey, it's the way they build them.